It was about a year ago, following the tragic mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, that Academy Award-winning actor Matthew McConaughey pushed for new gun legislation in Washington. That bill passed with bipartisan support and allocated billions of dollars to make schools safer.
And now McConaughey, who is from Uvalde, and his wife Camilla are announcing a new program to help schools access that funding. Joining us to discuss this all is Matthew McConaughey himself. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good to see you.
Hey, good morning. Thanks for having me.
So talk us through what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, with the Green Light Grant Initiative, you said it's access, it's connection from the districts, the school districts that need this money, that need to safen their schools through security upgrades and mental health counseling. The money's there in this bill, the Bipartisan Safe Communities Act that was passed a year ago. There's billions of dollars there. The problem is so many of these districts cannot access it or are having trouble applying for. Superintendents that have to do this at each school, they're wearing three hats. They don't have the time, they don't have the competence or the expertise. Maybe the district doesn't have the money. It can be up to $50,000 to get a grant writer to write one of these grants. So there's not enough applications. And what the Green Lights Grant Initiative does is we streamline that process for these school districts to fill out those applications. We have grant writers on staff that will be writing some grants for the highest risk schools. We have on this website small tutorials with grant writers to show you how to write the grant, which grants to apply for, because it's a competitive process. Not every grant is awarded. And you've got to write a good grant and the right grant and make a good argument why you need that grant to the government to get that money. And that's what we're going to help you do.
Matthew, talk to us about how the schools will use that grant money to help keep students safer.
It's on two fronts. Basically, the grants cover two things. It's security upgrades. That can be threat assessment. That can be a physical upgrade like metal detectors. That can be a panic button. That can be streamlined communication with local law enforcement. And it's also mental health counselors. We've talked to some schools that have one mental health counselor per 2,500 students.
Wow.
That's too wide of a gap. We need more counselors per student than that.
You mentioned the access to funding. There's an expiration date on these funds. Are you worried that all the red tape that you have to go through to get this money will keep schools from being able to access the money that they need?
Well, that's one of the reasons that we started the Green Lights Grant Initiative. It is so much red tape, and this money is use it or lose it. If this money's not allocated, all right, into the school districts that need it, by 2026, 2 years from now, it can be redistributed, reauthorized somewhere else. And this legendary bill that was passed, in some ways, would only be symbolic. And we don't want that to happen. I don't think anybody wants that to happen. The hope is people go to the Green Lights Grant Initiative and find the resources to communicate clearly with the federal agencies. And that relationship will be started. All right, it'll be much easier. Hopefully, we're not needed in a few years. But if we use this money now well, all right, and responsibly, which we can, the government will see that there's a demand for these dollars. And then not only will we spend the money, hopefully, we can refund the act and the bill later instead of losing the money.
And you went back to your hometown after last year's shooting. How did that experience shape this new initiative?
That was the genesis, that was the heart before the head of any of this. You know, we left, Camilla and I left, the parents and the teachers, the one line that kept coming up that they, as we were leaving, was, can you please help make their lives matter, the lost ones. This, a year later, is a step in that direction. This initiative is a step in that direction. It's not the end-all solution. It's not the final out. It doesn't solve everything, but it is a step in the direction of making their lives matter.
I have to ask, why take this on? This isn't the thing that you normally do. Why did you decide you had to do something here?
These tragedies keep happening. All right, they're in our face all the time, America's face all the time. When I found out numbers, like here we are a year later, and I find out that in 2022, one of the most common security grants that's available all right, that 400 districts had even applied out of 14,000 school districts in America. Only 400 have applied. Less than 3% have even applied. I go, whoa, there's a gap there. That math does not add up. Nobody wants that low. Forget retention. That's just even applications. Mind you, once you apply, you have to get approved. So we said, where's the problem? And we found a communication gap. We found a crooked line to get these applications in, and we're trying to make that crooked line straight and streamline it so it is simpler, which it should be.
All right, Matthew, thank you, and good to see you as well.
Hey, good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.